Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to this video. So last time we left off, I don't remember exactly where we left off, probably the texturing of the terrain. But this time what I want to do is just make a player character so that you can move around the terrain. Right now we have a camera, but it would be really nice to have really a character that moves on the terrain. And that's actually really easy to do, and I'm going to showcase it because the bullet physics library already comes with well, basically prepared character controller, so we just have to create it and set it up, and then we're good to go. So for start, I guess we can just go to our game objects and then create a new game object, which is going to be a player, if this actually works. So we just need player, and the basic setup is we just create a shape and then we create the player itself. So we're just going to have this initialize method where we're going to initialize our player. So regarding game object, we're going to need this bullet game object, which is kinematic character controller, and I'm just going to name it controller here. And it's probably going to need shape, and very popular shape is capsule shape for a player if you ever used any of the game engines. It's very common. And then we're going to need information about the camera, which we already had. So we're going to modify our camera a bit, but maybe it's not even relevant for now. I'll leave it here, but we're going to work with it a bit later. And let me just see. So we can create our shape, and it's just a capsule shape. This is good suggestion. Then for the shape, do we need anything else? Probably not even. So we just need to create that controller. Now here is a tricky part. We're just going to have to fill it with some of the details, and let me see. So one of the constructor needs this pair caching ghost object, so we can create that pair caching ghost object. We're just going to call it ghost object, and then we need to set it up. So we need to set up its world transform, which is just going to be matrix. Then from translation we can place player something at the center, and then he's going to fall down, or you as a player are going to fall down on the terrain. That's quite alright. Ghost object. Further we need to give it a shape, which we created, right? And we can edit a collision flag as well, collision flags, and then character object is fine. So let's just remove all of this. We can give it a ghost object and shape, or although we already gave shape to this ghost object, it doesn't matter. And then the third parameter is the height that player can step over with, so it's going to be 0.35 f. And then we just need to add collision to the world. So world, so we need that world object actually. So discrete, I believe it was called like this. World, add collision object. We need to add that ghost object, right? Maybe I should zoom in a bit. Then the second parameters are is this character filter, and then the third collision filter. I guess this is okay, suggestion. And then we just need to add this detection controller, and I think that should be it actually. Maybe even so we need to actually add this ghost object to something called broad face, and we're going to paste it right here. So we're just going to have broad face interface, and then broad face overlapping pair cache. So we need to edit. Do we need to edit? Oh, we probably don't even need that. That's something that I was playing with. We'll see how it works. Let's see how it works, if we need to add any additional information. But we can create a player, and it was in our terrain scene, right? Here we can just add player. Player is new, I guess. It's fine here, and then we just need to initialize it. And we can do it right after our camera, I guess. Player initialize world, and if we try to run game now, we're not going to see anything. Because I haven't enabled collisions, but you should be able to see a representation of our player if I just do this true, right? And if we give it a shot now, I don't see player though. Did I call initialize? I did. Let me just quickly check that. So let's assign some additional properties. Let me see. World transform we created from translation, right? I guess that's fine. Does it assign identity matrix? I think it does. It might be that matrix is all wrong, so we're just going to do it like this: transform its matrix identity, then transform origin. We can actually assign it here. So let's just give that a try, and then we can assign actually transform here. So maybe this will work. Let's see. I still don't see our player. Alright. Alright, let's try a bit further to see what I might be missing. Here, collision, character. Okay. Alright, found the bug. We actually need to set up broadface, but this callback for broadface so that it can track this pair caching ghost objects. But we're going to set it here, so we're just going to take this broadface. And I'm going to call it like this. And then broadface.overlay compare cache add new. Let me see, because I always get lost with this. So overlapping, we need to set exactly. So we need to set up this callback, then it will work. So we can add the broadface here. While we're here, let's just clean some stuff up as well. So here, default collision big. Right here, we can paste it here and here as well. So yeah, you just need to set up this, and then if I try to run it, I believe we should be able to see our player. And we do, so it will be this capsule object. So it's rendered a bit weird, but that's quite alright, right? It's as long as we have player. So we just need to set up camera, and the basic idea is from this position of the player, and this happened. So I know what the bug is. We're going to fix it, but the main idea is just going to be from this player capsule we render camera basically from it. So let's go there, and it should be very easy to do. So we're just going to need public void update method, and first of all we're just going to reuse our camera here. So we just need to refactor it a bit, and we can add a simple boolean here, public bool is player controlled, and by default we're just going to set it to false. What else do we need? So here position, similar to position, we're just going to have to expose view as well, or eye, better yet, where we're looking at. By default it can just be 0, 0 and minus, sorry, 1, it's fine. And then in our update of camera, so this is all right, we don't have to change perspective, but here from the mouse state and going forward we need to change a couple of things. So if not player controlled, then mouse state, your pitch, that's fine. We control this target as well. Everything basically up to this point, I guess. Target, we're going to set it up. So somewhere over here is fine. So now it doesn't recognize target, which means we can just do this. Right here somewhere, we can create a target. And it's just going to be empty. So let's see what do we need to change. So target here, it was here previous, so I'm just going to copy paste it and then paste it here. If not player controlled, we do all of this. This is fine. I guess all of this can remain the same, pretty much. So if I run it, the camera should still work. Hopefully it does. It does. So that's all right. But if it is controlled by player, we're going to do something else. So one small change, I actually don't want to use this target. We're going to set up target ourselves. So I guess this is fine. It's just here that we're going to set up target. I need this uppercase or I. It's fine. And then we can set it to target. Sorry, not I. Position is I. Target is target. So I'm just going to rename it target. And that's it. So if not player control, we do all of this. If this is player control, we're just going to set up everything, all of these properties from the outside. And that allows us to control it with player. Ideally, I would actually move this camera to 2 parts, but for now, I guess this is okay. Because this is just a demo, right? So you can refactor it as you want. But then going back to player, we're probably going to need to do most of these things that are in camera. So I'm just going to copy paste it actually, pretty much all of this. And then let's go to our player, paste that in, and then we're going to change it. So here we don't care if it's player controlled or not. We're going to need that camera. So I have it here, so we can just assign it somewhere over here. It's fine. We can say this camera is equal to camera. We're going to need that. And then we just need a bunch of math here to actually set it up properly. So first of all, the most important thing is we need to set a position for our camera. And how do we get it? Well, we can use our controller, and then we have this ghost object, right? And we have this method get world transform, and then we get transform matrix. So we're going to have vector 3D float position, and we just set it up from this, right? So this gives us our position in the world. Mouse state, we can maybe remove this. Float pitch and yaw, and that's going to remain the same, so we just need to set it up. Yaw is 0, and then right, we need all of that. We need our engine, reference to our engine, so we can assign it right over here when we create a layer. All right, this is all right. It doesn't recognize it. I guess there is a metal in bullet sharp, so it's just a namespace collision, and here it was called metal. So we're just going to use this. Maybe the namespace is a bit different for you. So just be sure to check the namespace here. All right. So let me see further. We're going to need this target, but we're going to just create a vector for it. Right over here, right? And then this match remains the same. It's just it just basically does this targeting where it's saying, okay, where are we looking at? So that can remain largely the same. We don't care about it. So here it's just position. Then the same thing happened. We just need to fix this because it doesn't recognize the namespace. Same here, same here. And here it's position, right? Again with the namespace, very annoying. I should not have called it made-till. I'm just going to break the new line, and then we have up vector, and we can just say camera up, right? That's not going to change. And here we had all of this position handling for basically our camera. So now it's going to be similar. So we're just not going to use position, actually we're going to use direction. So let's call, here it's suggesting move direction, I guess that's fine. And by default it's going to be 0. And here we can just say move direction plus equals forward, right? We have forward vector. And then you guessed it, if you're going backwards, we just basically subtract it. Then we also had right vector, right? So we can just use that. But here it's going left, so we're just going to subtract it, and then here we can add it. All right, we're almost done. It's not that hard. And then if our direction, if move direction is not equal to vector 3D float 0, right? If it's not equal to 0, we have in the controller, we can set this set walk direction, right? And we can assign this, but let's make this a bit more intuitive. So first of all, I just want to normalize this. So in case if it's not normalized, it might not work properly. And here I'm just going to reuse this, right? We normalize it, and then we can reuse it here. So one thing though, as you can see here, we have Y, but we don't want to move in Y, right? We want to be flat on the on our surface, right? We want terrain collision, so we're just going to remove Y here, because we're not moving in Y direction, right? We're moving either left or right or forward or backwards. So Y should not be here. It's set to 0. Else we can just set it to 0. And yeah, we just need to set it back to camera. So position is equal to our position, and then target is equal to target, I guess. I guess that's it. So if we try to update this, we go to our terrain scene and then say here, somewhere over here, player update. Of course, we need to paste that camera in. And here we need to paste engine in. Now player. So if I try to run it now, you can see our player is falling on terrain. The speed is way too fast. Hey, it's working. So let's just try to do something with that speed. And then we can take here private float, walk, speed, and we can set it to 0. I guess that might be fine. And then over here, where we're checking this, we just need to multiply move direction times speed. So if we try to do it now, yeah, that's more manageable. So we're walking. We have that, which is pretty awesome. So this bug occurred. I don't know what happened here. So basically what happens is we have a bit of bug in our code for where was it, terrain, and I'm going to explain it real quickly. Anyway, so that was my bug. I didn't notice it before, but right here, right, we're passing this high data pointer in our terrain, and for terrain geometry. But as you can see, terrain geometry here is local variable, and what's going to happen is at some point garbage collector is going to run, and it's going to release this height data. It's going to get released because this object gets destroyed, this gets released, and then this pointer is invalid and it points to I don't know where. So we just need to handle this, and it's very easy to handle. So we just need to keep reference to this data. So we're just going to create height data here. And then what I'm going to do is say height data, terrain geometry height data, and if I pass it here, we should be able to avoid this bug where terrain acts weird. But no, it's other bug, so I have to fix this, and it's probably something just went off in my calculation of the player. So let me double check everything. I guess one thing that I forgot to do is, as you know, with the camera, we did this camera is player control. We want to say true. I guess that might be the reason why this bug occurs. That's why it's probably a good idea to have actually two separate cameras. And okay, yeah, I remember now. I was pressing space, so the thing is, I actually wanted to implement jump, but when I press space, we actually changed the scene, so that was the bug actually. So let's just try this now. I remember now. All right, and there we go. So we're walking around the terrain. Works nicely, everything. So we can implement jump, and that's why I actually was pressing space all the time, because I was trying to jump for some reason. So let's implement jump. It's very easy to do as well with our player. So here we just need to do one small thing. First of all, we need to check for the space key, and I'm going to use space by default for jumping. It's very common, I guess. If keyboard state is key down space, we can just say controller jump, and that's it. That's all the things you need to do, and we can just do here can jump, because we don't want to jump if we're already in a jump, sort of, if you know what I mean. And here we fall down, and we can jump now. All right, cool. And that's basically all that we needed to do to actually have our player walking around and jumping. It's not that hard. Like, I'm not an expert in bullet physics library. I only recently started using it, but this is how you can do it. I just wanted to showcase that. With that said, we're almost done. I'm going to make, since this is relatively short, I'm going to make one small bonus part of the video where I'm going to showcase some terrain tools. You can decide to use them or not. It's not relevant. With this, we're pretty much done here. I'm just going to recap, and then I'm going to jump to that part. So basically, what we did is mostly we just created a player. So we needed to set up this bullet thingies, right? Kinematic character controller, which is responsible for a player. You can do it yourself with bodies and whatnot, but since bullet already exposes this character controller, it's probably a good idea to use it. We just needed to edit this section, and then the second part was just getting information from that controller, right, for our position and our look at camera, right. When we control the mouse, it's not relevant to bullet, right? It's just direction, so all of that is pretty much copied from our camera, and that's it. And then we just we can set both direction, and we can jump as well, and that's pretty much it. So the next time what I wanna do is I guess we can add some decals. So we're going to create trees or something like that, so that you can just see how you can add decals. It's not going to be 3D. I'm going to avoid 3D for now. I'm just going to basically place not sprites actually, but billboards. So we can do billboarding next time. With that said, let's just jump to our last part of the video here, where I'm going to showcase some of the tools. So what I wanted to showcase is basically World Machine, which is kind of a tool for creating a terrain, which I also used for this series. It's actually not free. You can purchase it, but as you can see for indie devs, it's not that expensive. It's 120 for license, and you don't have to renew it, I guess. And then you can export it for commercial projects. For like just playing around, I guess it's fully free for playing around. It's just if it's commercial, then you have to pay it. But like I'm saying, this license is fairly fair if you're indie developer. And then let me just jump that to that tool, and then I can show you how to use it and export what we need. So basically, just to mention what we export, what I used from the tool is the height map, right? Which we used for our terrain height, and then I used also exported split map, which we used for texturing. You can have different exports, but this is what I used. So once you start the tool, World Machine, it's for Windows only, but once you start it, you're going to be greeted with this. And then you have a lot of options here. You can see the texture here, scene view. You can jump between different views. I'm not going to go very much into details here, but you can see our terrain, and it kind of resembles what we had. It's just we had different vector for heights and then less detail. What I wanted to showcase is how you can change it. And then how you can do these exports, which you're going to need. So basically, the idea is it uses this, what are called here generators, right? To generate some data for the geometry. And then you can see here, you can change the properties here, and you can see it here, right? It changes the terrain a bit. But you can also use different kind of terrains, right? Right over here. I'm just going to leave it at current settings. Then you have these curves where you can modify a curve to get different shapes of the terrain. And you can add plenty of them, like these curves. You can find them right here, and then you can add all types of curves. I'm not going to go through everything. You can add erosion, right? So if you play with it, you can add a bit of erosion to your terrain, and then it changes the terrain as well. All of this is not relevant. I mean, it is, but... So, what I wanted to showcase here, it's bitmap output, but we don't care about bitmap, right? We didn't use bitmap for our terrain. You can also export it as that, but you can also, you have this idea of macros, which are just all of these, basically, right, these elements are actually just pre-configured for some of the stuff. So if I could find it texturing, and I think let me try to see where it might be. It should be in exports, right? Mask natural effects. Texturing. Aha, here it's basic split map, right? And then the idea is you can just move this here, right? Here, and here is our split map, and then we can just export it to similar to here. We can just add output. So I need bitmap output, right? And then if I connect this split map here and then double click, I can export this as a split map, right? So you can do that. And with the height map, it was very similar, very easy to do as well. So for the height map, let me just try to find it. Yes, for the height map, you can just do this channel combiner. If I can edit here, we can use channel combiner, and then here, so I'm just going to copy paste this element. I can do it like that. So we're just going to need another bitmap. Here it's not valid, but we need to add all of those fields, right? We need red and we need blue channel as well. And there we have our height map as well. So you can export it as well. I would suggest to play with this tool because it has a lot of properties here. I'm not going to go through all of them. I just wanted to showcase it in case if you need to just generate some terrain and if you want to have it for your game or whatever, just be mindful it's actually licensed software. So there's that. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hopefully you liked it and you can see how easy it was to set up character, and then I also added this part in case if you want to generate terrain of your own so that you don't have to use this sprite map or height map that I used. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, or leave a comment, and until next time.